Tarsila do Amaral, a pioneer of Brazilian modernism. Tarsila do Amaral, 1886 to 1973, was one of the most influential artists in Brazil's modernist movement. As a painter, she played a vital role in shaping the country's cultural identity, blending European avant-garde techniques with Brazilian themes. Her work is celebrated for its vibrant colors, imaginative compositions, and deep connection to Brazilian folklore, landscapes, and people. Early life and education. Tarsila was born on September 1st, 1886, in Capivari, Sao Paulo, Brazil, into a wealthy coffee-growing family. Her privileged background allowed her to receive an excellent education, which included studying art from a young age. As a child, she demonstrated a strong interest in drawing and painting. She initially trained at the Sao Paulo School of Fine Arts and later continued her studies in Europe, where she was exposed to modern artistic movements. In 1920, Tarsila moved to Paris to study at the Académie Julian, where she refined her technique. During this time, she was influenced by European avant-garde movements, particularly Cubism, Fauvism, and Surrealism. She admired artists like Pablo Picasso, Fernand Léger, and André Lotte, whose geometric forms and bold colors would later influence her own work. The Week of Modern Art and the Anthropophagic Movement. Although she was not present at Brazil's 1922 Week of Modern Art, an event that marked the beginning of the country's modernist movement, Tarsila became one of its most prominent figures. Upon returning to Brazil, she joined a group of modernist artists and writers, including Oswald de Andrade, Mario de Andrade, and Anita Malfatti. Together, they sought to break free from academic traditions and create an art style that was uniquely Brazilian. Her personal and professional relationship with writer Oswald de Andrade led to the birth of the anthropophagic movement. Inspired by the idea of cultural cannibalism, the movement encouraged Brazilian artists to devour European influences and transform them into something distinctly national. This concept became the foundation of her most famous works. Major works in artistic style. Tarsila's paintings combine the formal techniques she learned in Europe with themes rooted in Brazilian culture. Some of her most famous works include A Negra, 1923, a representation of Afro-Brazilian identity and culture. This painting features a stylized black woman with exaggerated forms, reflecting the influence of Cubism and Brazilian themes. Abaporu, 1928, this is Tarsila's most iconic painting, and a symbol of the anthropophagic movement. It depicts an elongated, disproportionate figure with a small head and massive foot, symbolizing Brazil's indigenous and rural roots. The name Abaporu means man who eats in the Tupi-Guarani language, linking the painting to the idea of cultural cannibalism. Anthropophagia, 1929, a continuation of Abaporu. This painting embodies the anthropophagic philosophy, merging indigenous and European elements. Operarios, 1933, this socially conscious painting portrays industrial workers from different ethnic backgrounds, highlighting Brazil's diversity and social inequalities. Her artistic style evolved from Cubism to a more personal, nationalistic form of modernism, where she depicted Brazilian landscapes, people, and folklore with bold colors and simplified forms. Later life and legacy. After her marriage with Oswald de Andrade ended in the early 1930s, Tarsila faced financial struggles and a shift in artistic focus. She became increasingly interested in social realism, reflecting the hardships faced by Brazilian workers during the economic depression. This period produced politically engaged works like Operarios. Despite personal and financial difficulties, Tarsila remained an important figure in Brazilian art. Her influence continued to grow, and in her later years, she was recognized as a pioneer of modernism in Brazil. Tarsila do Amaral passed away on January 17, 1973, in Sao Paulo, but her legacy endures. Her work is celebrated worldwide, and her influence can be seen in Brazilian contemporary art. In 2018, a major retrospective of her work at the Museum of Modern Art MoMA in New York reaffirmed her global significance. Conclusion: Tarsila do Amaral was a visionary artist who helped shape modern Brazilian identity through her art. By blending European modernist techniques with Brazilian themes, she created a unique and powerful visual language that remains relevant today. Her legacy as a trailblazer of Brazilian modernism ensures that her work continues to inspire artists and audiences worldwide.